Hello everybody, my name is Damius. Welcome to the Starcraft 2 commentary. This is a special commentary. I'm joined by Evil McBadguy. Why don't you start off by telling us about yourself?
Thanks, Damius. Appreciate you letting me come on and help you commentate this. I actually didn't get into the Brood War commentaries. I just could never do it, but when beta came out for StarCraft 2 and I started seeing people like Husky and HD and Total Biscuit start putting out their commentaries, I just really got into it. You could really feel the energy and excitement that they conveyed, and I was hoping to maybe see what I could do to help out this community. And let me start off by saying that XlorD has already thrown off a pylon right next to his Nexus, and he's throwing out that scout pretty early on, I gotta say.
Yeah, very early on. He's not even on a gateway up yet. And probably should start off by saying what game this was.
Yeah, that might help. This is going to be mTwDeMusliM versus XlorD in the apparently the EPS Cup qualifiers, and this is a best of three, so we'll have to see how the outcome of these go.
Yeah. Exlord getting up his gateway now, and the probe's already in the base. Barracks going down for D-Muslim.
What I could find on XlorD, not too much, and if anybody has any information, feel free to forward it to us. XlorD has a tendency to go for some early zealot aggression, and judging by how he's saved up that energy at the Nexus, he may be looking to make that early zealot push.
Yeah, he's got his gas now as well. So maybe not going for a zealot push this time.
We've got an SCV coming across for the scout for mTwDeMusliM, and in fact, that probe is still in mTwDeMuslim's base. XlorD just trying to do some harass, but he gets chased off.
Yeah. The SCV from these Muslims are right about normal scanning time. He's going to see that gas and the one gate. And the
So it looks like,
cybernetic
sorry, go
score
ahead.
going down as well.
Looks like we might. Oh, look at that. The SCV getting just absolutely blown away by a couple of XlorD's probes. No more scouting info for mTwDeMusliM. And like you said, that cybernetic score with that one gas. So we could be seeing possible 4-gate timing attack, another pylon going down, and either my money's on 4-gate timing or possibly some stalker action.
Yeah. The early gas seems look like he's going to go for early warp gates, which is standard for a 4-gate build.
And over at mTwDeMuslims, he's already got that orbital command up and a tech lab, and no Reaper harassment. Looks like he's just going for a Marauder right off the bat. And we have a Protoss Zealot coming right up the ramp of mTwDeMuslim's base. mTwDeMuslim doing some of that micro. He's very, very good at trying to ward off that Zealot until he can get that Reaper or Marauder out. Excuse me.
And he's pulled the pros off the line now to try and chase down the zealots. Doesn't look like they're quite going to get him, pulling them back on now.
But it
But
looks like mTwDeMuslim's got that Marauder out. He'll be able to hold this off no problem.
getting the second barracks down now.
And it looks like over at XlorD's base, he's chrono boosting a Stalker out and already getting that Warp Gate research underway. So I'm not sure where he's going this. He's got another assimilator down, so we could be seeing possible robotics play on that, maybe one base Colossus.
Yeah, I think looks like he's popping down his second gateway now. And it's interesting that he's not decided to chrono boost out his warp gate research. I know that's a normal
No,
strategy in the 4-gate build.
very strange, I gotta say. I'm not sure where he's going with this build. It looks like he may be just getting a force to possibly ward off a push from mTwDeMuslim. In fact, we see him pushing out with that one SCV up front to get a little, take some of the shots so that the main brunt of mTwDeMuslim's army doesn't get plowed. And here we go. Looks like he's going to be making a push. Nope. Yep.
Yeah. See that it's 3 Marauders and 1 Marine versus 1 Zealot and 2 Stalkers. My money on winning this battle is D-Muslim, because those Marauders are very powerful against those Stalkers.
Look at that, pushing him back. He's pushing those stalkers back with those marauders.
First Stalker down.
Looks like he already has those concussive shells out, and he's going to work on one of XlorD's gateways.
Yes, second Stalker now back out, third Stalker out, and D-Muslim's going to pull back.
And we have XlorD putting out a Twilight Council, so my money's either on charge lots or blink stalkers. Looks like we have
Going
Zealot
for
charge legs
charge.
on the way, getting that chrono boost. And over at mTwDeMuslim's base, we've got
Bunker.
3 barracks going out and a bunker, 2 bunkers going out.
So he's finally
Looks,
walling off. And there's a
oh, it looks like he does have a Reaper out. Who knows what he'll be able to do? It's a little late for some Reaper harass. Maybe get some scouting info out. Who knows?
Yeah, he's going to run right into that Zealot and run around it. He's going to go into the mineral ash. Look at that. Doing some fair damage to probes. but
It's like he'll get one. Nope, only one probe kill there.
it did scout
And
the
one,
Templar archives going down.
and he actually canceled those bunkers there. It looks like he decided not to wall off. He feels comfortable where he's at, doesn't need to spend the minerals on those. One thing I want to say, mTwDeMusliM, is watching him play in the British and Irish Open hosted by Total Biscuit, he did prefer that Marine Marauder ball push. And in fact, against Randy in the biofinals, he was initially going for that, but ended up having to get some air, and he ended up overwhelming Randy, a very formidable Zerg player with just mass Banshees and mass Vikings. But I don't know, mTwDeMusliM, he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, you can see he's moving for another attack now. And if you turn your eyes to the income tab, there's a huge difference in the incomes between the two players.
Yeah,
With
definitely got to be that mule from that orbital command that everybody knows. It's very, very good for Terran.
Yeah, although he does have 29 SCVs to XlorD's 23 probes. He's taking down the first warp gate now. Stalkers and
Using
Zealots moving in.
using that stim pack micro with those Marauders to keep those Zealots at bay. Turn and shoot, turn and shoot. He's very good at that.
Yeah, especially with concussive shells slowing them down.
It looks like this push from mTwDeMusliM is gonna get turned back. One Marauder getting out. Nope, cornered, and down he goes.
Yes. Sorry about this, guys. We are slightly out of sync. Again, this is a problem, but we are working on it.
And it looks like over at mTwDeMuslims, we've got a starport with reactor going for dual medevacs. So it looks like we will definitely be seeing some M&M play. Always trusty for a Terran player to use.
Yeah, it's getting out 2 medevacs now to back up his force.
Meanwhile, XlorD, he has those high Templars for those storms, and it looks like he already has Psionic Storm research, so we could be seeing some very devastating storms. There we go. Taking out all of the Marines, leaving only a couple of Marauders at very low health, and there comes those medvacs to heal them up.
Yeah. The great thing about the AI in Starcraft is they tend to group up, which makes storms far more effective than they did in the original Brood War. And a proxy pylon going down now in the middle so he can warp his units straight to the front.
Very standard for Protoss players, so they can keep that pressure up, keep that aggression going. It looks like we have a drop coming in for mTwDeMusliM, but unfortunately he was seen by that XlorD having his probe on that Xel'Naga. So in the meantime, we have XlorD pushing into mTwDeMuslim's base. Most of mTwDeMuslim's forces are tied up with that drop, attempting to take out, looks like, his Templar archives.
Although he is pushing into mTwDeMuslim's base now. This current force. It looks like both players are currently destroying each other's bases.
Yep, it looks like we're going to be in for a good old-fashioned base race. And look at mTwDeMusliM. He's just absolutely destroying Lord's probe count. We're down to 12 to 21. Wait till this updates so we can get a final count on that.
There's some good storms on the running SCVs by XlorD.
And we actually have him morphing in those high temps into an Archon. Looks like that's going to give mTwDeMusliM a lot of trouble. In fact, he even has a Ghost out, but not enough energy for that EMP round to take down those heavy, heavy Archon shields.
Yeah, Ghosts are very effective against Archons. They drain 100 energy using their EMP, which is enough to completely deplete the Stalkers and Zealots, but 3 of those will take down an Archon shield to 50.
And it looks like this may be coming to a close. mTwDeMusliM has completely destroyed all possible mining for XlorD there. XlorD doesn't even have enough for another Nexus. I'd call this in favor of mTwDeMusliM.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like mTwDeMuslim's coming back now to pick off the Destroyer's army.
In fact, mTwDeMusliM even having lifted off his orbital command, it was basically yeah, go ahead and try it. I can still make SCVs. In fact, the harvester count is 1 for XlorD and 2 for mTwDeMusliM. So this is pretty much going to be whoever can micro these last couple forces that they have. And I get the feeling mTwDeMuslim's going to be very comfortable because he still has those 2 medevacs. No, make that 3 medevacs and an SCV in XlorD's base.
Yes, plus don't forget, mTwDeMusliM can hide that orbital command center anywhere he wants.
Which looks like he's choosing to do at that 9 o'clock expansion.
He probably would do better to move it off somewhere where land units can't even reach it. and then just destroy all the buildings held by uh,
Look
XlorD.
at this out. GG by XlorD. The last of his forces getting taken out by that M ball, and looks like that was a pretty quick game. Very good play from both of them. Turned into a base race, and who doesn't love that?